wonder how someone goes from just being a passionate fan of a podcast to actually co-hosting it? Well, today we're digging into that exact story. We're celebrating Amy Sawyer's 10th episode as a co-host on the OnStage podcast, and her journey is pretty amazing. It's a story that didn't start with a big audition, but with something way simpler, a connection online.
And this quote from Amy herself really says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just about how to make a podcast. It's a really personal story about jumping into something new, facing unexpected hurdles, and discovering a whole lot about yourself along the way.
All right, so where does a story like this even begin? You might think it was some big formal application process or a nerve-wracking audition, right? Nope. For Amy, it was all about a simple, powerful connection.
That's right. Get this. The host, Chris Robert, just saw her passion for the music online and reached out. How cool is that? It just goes to show you, when you genuinely engage with a community you love, you never know what doors might open. And just like that, her first assignment was set, co-hosting an interview with singer Natasha Hardy. And Amy didn't just dip her toes in, she dove right in, creating these incredible human moments right from the get-go. I mean, come on, Natasha Hardy's poodle's falling asleep while she sings? You can't make this stuff up. It's these little details, like nailing a Gaelic phrase with Katrina Scullion, that are the secret sauce. That's where you find the real magic and build a true connection. Okay, so Amy's in the co-host chair, talking to all these amazing artists, but what exactly is this unique musical world she's navigating? Let's take a minute to unpack the beautiful, complex genre known as classical crossover. At its heart, it's basically a musical mashup. The genre expert Natasha Barbieri explains it perfectly. You start with a classical music foundation, and then you blend it with pretty much any other style you can think of: pop, rock, folk, you name it. The whole point is to cook up something totally new and exciting from sounds you might already know. So, how do they actually do that with their voices? Well, think about it like this. Classical singing has those tall, pure vowels and that constant flowing vibrato. Pop singing is more conversational, right? The vowels are more spread out, and vibrato is often a little flourish you add at the end of a line. Crossover artists, they have to be masters of both, flipping between these techniques like vocal acrobats. It's wild. And yeah, that's literally what the artists themselves call it, vocal gymnastics. It really is an athletic performance, requiring unbelievable control to hit those soaring high notes and nail all those fancy little runs that one artist affectionately called the twiddly bits. It's pure spectacle, and it's built on years and years of intense training. So we know the artistry is incredibly demanding, but what about all the work that happens before anyone even thinks about hitting the record button? Okay, let's pull back the curtain and talk about the real behind-the-scenes hustle. And check this out. For her very first interview, Amy got some killer advice from magazine editor Natasha Barbieri. And guess who's the guest for her big 10th episode? Yep, Natasha herself. Talk about a full circle moment. The advice was simple, but so powerful. Be prepared, but don't be a robot. Let the conversation breathe. And most importantly, have fun with it. A great interview is a real connection, not just an interrogation. And here's what that prep looks like in a perfect world, right? This is the dream scenario. You do a deep dive on the artist, listen to every single song they've ever recorded, write these brilliant, thoughtful questions, and of course, all your tech works flawlessly. That's the ideal. And then there's reality. Take this interview with artist Sarah Vaughan. It took 4 months to get on the calendar. 4 months! You're juggling 3 different time zones, someone's moving house, there are holidays. It's a logistical puzzle. This is the massive, unseen part of the job that nobody ever talks about. And this quote from Amy is just so real. Her parents see her on her phone and tease her about scrolling TikTok all day. But nope, that's the hidden work. That's the hustle of coordinating, researching, and building connections with people all over the world. So yeah, the scheduling can be a headache. But you know what makes it all worth it? The people. This isn't just a musical genre. It's a real tight-knit community. It's this incredible web of support. I mean, just look at this message from singer Grace Foley when Amy first announced she was co-hosting. It's just pure, genuine excitement for her. That's not competition. That's a community that truly lifts each other up and roots for each other's success. And that support came from right inside her own team, too. After her first time on the mic, her host Chris's praise was so simple but so powerful. Sometimes just hearing "you did brilliantly" is all you need, especially when you're the new person stepping into a big role. And here's a great lesson. Connection isn't about being perfect. Amy made a tiny mistake in an email,
And instead of trying to cover it up, she just owned it with humor and vulnerability. She was just human. And that's what people really connect with, that authenticity. And you can really feel how deep these bonds are in the little moments. When Amy asks Sarah Vaughan to describe her bandmates from the Ida Girls in just one word, the answers were instant and so heartfelt. Princess, sparkle, best friend. It's like a little window into this sisterhood that powers their music.
But then you get this. This might just be the best compliment an interviewer could ever receive. After a great chat, artist Joanna Forrest said, "We need an Amy in our life." Wow. That's when you know you're doing more than just asking questions. You're making a real positive impact.
So after 10 episodes, what's the big picture? What's the real takeaway from all these conversations? Well, a powerful theme keeps coming up again and again. This music and the community around it is about something so much deeper than just a performance.
You hear a story like Christina Johnston's, who shared how music became her refuge, her actual voice, after going through unimaginable trauma as a child. For her, music wasn't a hobby, it was a lifeline. It was how she processed her grief and survived. Or you hear about Natasha Hardy getting an email from a man who had just lost his wife, telling her that her music was what got him through it. I mean, that's it, right? That's the why behind all the hard work. It's the power of a song to reach someone in their darkest moment and give them a little bit of light. And this quote just nails it. Music is the connection which glues us all together. It's not about the charts, it's not about technical perfection, it's about that glue, that fundamental thing that holds us together as people. Which leaves us with a really big, thought-provoking question, one that artist Joanna Forrest posed. If we see, story after story, just how essential music is for our well-being, for healing, for building community, then why on earth do we so often treat music education like it's some optional luxury add-on instead of a necessity? It's something that really makes you think, isn't it?